So I've received several comments over the history of me producing YouTube videos. A lot of people ask, well, NY Millennial, what do you really do? Who are you really? Let's open up that can of worms. Let's have ourselves a little show and tell and then a discussion. So to start that discussion, I want to say first, my channel name is NYA Millennial because I am not your average millennial. The millennials, they're an age group that gets a bad rap. They're an age group that gets put into the participation trophy starters, if you will. That is not the case with all millennials. There are millennials who are successful in a lot of ways. Me personally, I was in corporate America for 15 years, and I went from literally being a floor sweeper, if you will, within my tenure all the way up to the global sales manager, managing 21 salespeople around the world, 5 of those being in China, 1 in the Philippines, 5 in the lovely place of Mexico, and the remaining of those 21 in the United States. A lot of the things that I was responsible for back then was selling non-metallic converted components to businesses. So it was B2B sales. And I was able to prove to people that not all millennials are made the same. Now, for what really matters. Number 1, I am a husband. I know. I hear it all the time. Dude, she's way out of your league. But is she? Yeah, she probably is. Anyway, my wife and I were high school, and still are, high school sweethearts. Number 2, I am a father of 3 lovely children. Yeah, I know. I hear this all the time too. Dang, those are some cute kids. They must just look like their mom. Well, do they? Pretty confident a couple of those look quite similar to their father. Now for the part that everyone on YouTube is aware of. Everyone knows that I quote jobs for Dirt Perfect. Everyone knows that I worked as a contract laborer for Dirt Perfect. This is one of those scenarios. I am here editing a video for you guys. This is how I do it. I've got an iPad. I've got a software that I use. I upload all the video clips and I merge them together and edit them into videos in which I release on YouTube. Now, did I ever think that I would do YouTube? No. When I started working with Dirt Perfect, it was less than an opportune time. I had lost my job in corporate America. We won't get into those details. But I had spent a lot of my work life as a salesperson who traveled a lot. Back then, I traveled roughly 35 weeks a year. I was away from my family a lot. I missed a lot of first things. And I had to cut my teeth and learn the way of the world the hard way. Literally, my first flight on a plane was from Louisville to Detroit and Detroit to Shanghai, China. I had never been on a plane before, so I cut my teeth the right way. Trial by fire. Found out that I wasn't opposed to traveling. I didn't mind the traveling, but being away from family was the hardest part. At that point in time, we had 1 child. We then progressed into 2 children, and then we progressed into 3 children. But at the end of the tenure in corporate America, I actually, if you guys go to Dirt Perfect's channel, you will see within a video where he had reviewed multiple jobs, he came to my house, in which you guys are also aware of the pond demolition instead of the pond build. He came to review my pond and see if he could potentially offer a solution. While he was here, I said, hey, I'm no longer in corporate America. I'm doing my own thing. COVID has played an interesting trial, if you will, on doing my own thing. So if you need some assistance, let me know. A couple days later, he called me up and he said, were you being serious? Yes, I'm being serious. So off we went. It went from being a contract laborer to quoting all of his jobs and being a contract laborer and building a even better relationship than Dirt Perfect and I had already. But with all that being said, Dirt Perfect knew my ultimate goal was to not be a contract laborer for the long haul. So in the midst of all of that, he said, you know what? I know you've been in sales for a long time. I've always wanted to find a person who could quote my jobs, that would treat my customers like I do. And it seems like we're similar in the approach to the potential customers. So you should try YouTube. I think you would be successful at it. And at first I was hesitant. He said, just buy one camera and give it a try. And I'm here to tell you, it was a struggle at first. Being a good camera person / videographer, if you will, is very key to being good at putting videos together. Because if you are not good at running the camera and speaking properly from the start to the finish, it's mind-boggling as to how much editing a person potentially has to do if you're not good at being a videographer. So that carries us to the phase that we are now. Again, as mentioned just a few moments ago, Dirt Perfect knew that my long-term goals was not being a contract laborer for him in the long haul. Did it work out? Yes. Is it going to be something that I do every once in a while? Absolutely. Dirt Perfect needs help. I'll be there for Dirt Perfect, and I will continue to quote all of his jobs for as long as he wants me to, or for as long as I'm able. But the next phase in NYA Millennial is I own a company called RP Solutions. It stands for Resolving Problems with Solutions, but it also has multiple meanings. My children's initials are RP and then S, so RPs, right? That, in my mind, it was cool. It was a way for me to be able to get back into the sales world and helping people by technically selling to them and providing them with solutions. I enjoy the engagement with people. I enjoy helping people, and I enjoy providing people solutions. So let's jump into that one. So in 2020, I went into my basement and I said, I need an office. I've had a lot of comments on YouTube of people seeing snippets of my office in a portion of the videos that I do when I draw the schematics out on the Google Earth view, if you will. So you guys are going to get a very quick tour of the office. I've got a desk set up over here. I've got all my electronics, all of my stuff for editing YouTube videos. Yes, I have a great big picture of my wife when she was in high school. I'm sure everybody is aware from the channel, I am also an avid hunter, so I've got different mounts throughout my office. I did construct all the framing in here and purchased all of this rough cut oak, installed it myself. Yes, there's some clutter over in this area. I had a comment last week that someone liked my door. I did custom make this barn door. It is on a barn door slider, so you can just take the door, slide it over, close off the office if we need some privacy. I do have a safe in my office. I'm sure you guys are well aware of what is in there. But that is a tour of the office. And you might have noticed the tackle box sitting on the desk. It is a standard tackle box. It is not your typical tackle box. Let's jump into that next. So as you can see, it looks like your typical tackle box. Plain old tackle box, right? Plain old box. Anyway, haha, funny. Inside of this, we have the clear, plain-o containers. However, inside of those containers, we do not have lures. We're going to show you what we do have, though. So now I have removed some of the contents that were within the tackle box that I'd like to bring you guys up to speed on. These are solutions that RP Solutions has the ability to supply to a customer base. Those markets are medical, appliance, general industrial, automotive, electronics. Over here, you can see that we have some plastic injection molded parts. Different sizes, different colors, some clear components, some insert or over molding. Now again, We have to be very, very careful how many specifics that we give on these components, because one of the key things that RP Solutions provides to its customer is confidentiality. If there's ever an application in which I can bring more detail to you guys on, I will do so. But a lot of these companies are designing products that aren't out in the marketplace, and they don't want other people to understand how, what, when, or where those products are going to be introduced into the marketplace. When it comes to the automotive industry, it's not quite as guarded. However, when the next model comes out, not always does that manufacturer want the next manufacturer to know everything that they're doing. Long term, if I have customers who are accepting of the conversation that we have and or the solutions that I provide to be videoed, I will do so. But injection molded parts. This is a dental application. This is a medical application. That's an electronic application, dental application. And then honestly, I don't remember what this one was whenever that came to be. So plastic injection molding. The other solution that we have to offer is metal turned parts. This is a brass knob, control knob. Metal milled parts, which you can see here, and there's a little bit of both in some of these. Metal turned parts with tungsten inserts, both being metallic and non-metallic. This being a plastic component that we actually took a flat sheet and CNC'd this indention, which has a specific purpose that we can't talk about. But this component here is actually more involved in the electric world than what you think. We also do metal stampings, both small components into large components, thin components into thick components. This is a metal formed part that went into an assembly. And then also we do assemblies. This is a heat sink that we purchased, manufactured to the proper size, formed these brackets, mounted all of the electrical hardware that goes on here, installed the wires and the fan. So the reason I mention that one is because each of these suppliers provide value add. So if you have an injection molded part that needs a metal bracket that goes into a box, each of these suppliers, I have the ability to bring them together and put all of these components into that box. So if the injection molder is molding a lot of the internal plastic components, he can bring the metal box into his house and do the assembly. If the manufacturer of turned and milled parts needs to do a box build, he can do the same thing. When it comes to the stamper, same type of thing. These are very, very, very certified, qualified, and valued suppliers to all of the markets that I mentioned earlier. The last potential supply that we have is electronic PCBs. This is a PCB. We also do PCBAs, those being through mount and surface mount or mixed. So as you can tell there's a lot of different types of supply. Me as a business professional, being a sales rep, my goal is to find a customer, do my research, determine what it is that that customer purchases, and try to figure out the best solution that I can provide for them. That might be plastic injection molded parts. My hope is that I can enter into that customer with the solution of very complex potential injection molded parts, clear, through colored, optics, lenses, dental applications, medical applications, insert and over molding for automotive. But also once into that customer, after technical sales of that first initial solution, I also have the ability and have the proper tools in my toolbox to bring other solutions to the table. If that same customer needs a metal stamped part, but I initially sold them injection molded parts, I also have the ability to bring the solution of a metal stamped part or a metal turned part or a metal milled part or an assembly that goes into the initial build that they are going to put together, which is the end product for the consumer market. So all of these sales are typically business to business. We have another application that I can give you an example of that is a metal turned part that also involves hot wire EDM. We are making an anti-slip yoke for Dodge trucks that are lifted 6 inches or greater. The individual customer that we have designed a flange that goes towards your transfer case, locks into place, and reduces all of that vibration, if I remember correctly, up to lift kit sizes of 20 inches. So 6 to 20 inches, this flange will reduce all of the vibration, and it has been proven. If you ever go to SEMA, you can definitely see this product in use. Those trucks are no longer being driven to SEMA without a front drive shaft in because of this component. This is a picture of that anti-vibration flange that goes into those lifted trucks that I was explaining mere seconds ago. Multiple steps to this. We also hot wire EDM the internal splining of this anti-slip yoke, aka flange, aka yoke. But this component was designed by a local drive shaft manufacturer that produces drive shafts for trucks that have lift kits 6 inches or greater. For those of you who have any knowledge of lift kits, you know that there is a certain point in which once you lift your truck so high, the angles on your drive shafts are so severe that you end up with horrible vibration. This installer designed this component, in which has a patent pending on it, to mitigate all of the vibration in which is produced by trucks lifted with severe angle. Now this is one of my favorite solutions that I was able to help supply to a couple of entrepreneurs. Some dentists designed this X-ray apparatus, and maybe I shouldn't say X-ray apparatus. It is an apparatus, a dental device that ensures X-ray techs mitigate any risk when performing X-rays on pediatrics or geriatrics, or all of the above, really, to ensure that it mitigates the radiation in which the X-ray tech receives during the X-ray process. I am really confident that in the near future, I will be doing a video of this product in application because I think it is awesome. So this is typically what most business professionals see NYA Millennial as. Now, obviously, I don't go to customers as NYA Millennial. In your guys' eyes, I am NY Millennial. But a business-to-business sale or a business-to-business solution providing, I typically show up to those customers dressed as you see. A lot of people call me a chameleon. I'm a dirt guy one moment, I'm a business professional the next moment, and some even say I clean up nice. Now, for those of you out there who are entrepreneurs yourself or involved in a business that is looking for solutions, the reason I put this video together is, again, a lot of people asked, who is NYA Millennial? Really, who is NYA Millennial? Well, now you know. You know the dirt side of things, you know the business professional side of things, and I'm also doing this video because YouTube is the largest marketing platform in the world, so why not market yourself? If you're a business professional, if you're an entrepreneur, and you're looking for a solution in any of the things that I have mentioned previously in this video, put it in the comments. Reach out in the comments. I read literally every comment that I receive. I do my best to respond to every comment. I mean, there's ever even been comments, man, this guy responds to 200 comments per video. I've got 112, I think it's 112 videos out there, all of which were prior to this engagement. But if you are in the business world, if you are an entrepreneur, if you're looking for solutions in plastic injection mold being a very, very, very big priority to me, metal turned or milled parts, metal stamped parts, assemblies, if electronic PCBs and PCBAs, if you're looking for someone that can provide you a solution in more ways than one. But obviously, if you just need one, we'll provide you one. But what we look for is not just supplier customer. What I'm looking for is partnerships. I want to help people develop, design, sample, R&D, through production, through value add, products that are going to be great for the marketplace, be successful for your business, be successful for my business, be successful for the businesses in which I rep for. That's my ultimate goal. I want to help people find solutions. Getting this video out there hopefully will help people understand what it is that RP Solutions, NY Millennial, can bring to the table. And if you have something, like I said, put it in the comments. I'll reach out to you. I'll give you my contact information. I really don't want to put my contact information on this video because it could turn into catastrophic failure and people just constantly emailing and just filling up my inbox, and I don't have time to answer 200 comments, video the things that I do, edit those videos, run my business, quote jobs for Dirt Perfect, and then obviously the last part of this video in which you'll see next. But again, if you have a need, if you're looking for a solution in anything that I have mentioned in regards to the products that I can bring to the table, feel free to put it in the comments. I will read that comment. I will send you my information, and we can connect and hopefully progress into a partnership in which is mutually beneficial for both of us. Now, many of you are well aware of the object that is behind Felicia and I. We purchased this property, as everyone knows. This is a light tower / castle. And we purchased this investment property to renovate it and hopefully have a beneficial location for lots of things. All the things that were mentioned previously in this video, priority on Dirt Perfect quotes, plastic injection mold, and other components if needed. But we have also felt as though real estate has a great potential to provide huge dividends for our family and the ability to ensure our children have things in the future that also ensure huge dividends for them as well. So hopefully you guys liked the video, and as always, like, comment, subscribe.